We now move on to our second leading story. Hundreds of, I beg your pardon, okay, it's the same story. Hundreds of Haitian Americans and others have rallied in Times Square, New York City to denounce racism and remarks that President Donald Trump is said to have made disparaging disparaging African countries and question further U.S. acceptance of Haitian immigrants. Politicians, including Democratic Mayor Bill de Blasio, joined the demonstration. Protesters carried Haitian flags and signs with messages including peace, love, power, and dream. Police at one point ushered demonstrators out of space designated for walking, but there were no immediate reports of any arrests that were made, and there was no incident in that protest.
Absolument, Jerry. Donald Trump is
accused of using vulgarity and racism towards certain immigration candidates and their countries of origin. In this case, Donald Trump, a man who was accustomed to undiplomatic exits, had this time taken himself in an abusive manner to Haiti, El Salvador, and to several African nations. At an immigration meeting at the White House in front of several witnesses, he called them shitty countries. His spokesman has repeatedly denied the allegations, as has the president himself, who argues that he has never uttered the words he's accused of and stating he is not a racist. To find out more, we are joined with our correspondent in New York, Irene Haman-Hugbo. Hello, Irene.
Bonjour, Alain. Alors, Irene, donc vous avez suivi vous avez couvert.
Who is behind this protest and what is the objective? Could you just briefly explain that to us?
L'objectif officiel de la manifestation.
It's a coalition of Haitian organizations and associations together with the collective of New York trade unions, including African associations, that organize this demonstration, primarily to denounce the racist remarks of the American president, Donald Trump, who, as you already know, was treating Haiti, the states of the African continent, and El Salvador as shitty countries a few days ago. It was last Thursday, specifically at a meeting in the White House, where Trump felt that the United States should instead welcome Norwegian nationals, a country that had met with the Prime Minister the day before, no people from Africa, Haiti, and El Salvador, which he said were shitty countries. The demonstrators, the majority of whom were Haitian demonstrators, must be pointed out, were chanting slogans of revolt to express their indignation and deep regret at the racist and disparaging remarks of the American president. We deserve respect. We deserve respect. We deserve to be treated with dignity. We deserve to be treated with dignity. Those are the words they were saying. Irene, you said the demonstrators were mostly Haitians. Then, where were the Africans? That is a good question that is still being asked. The paradox is that Haiti is a country and Africa a continent with at least 54 states. Also, the weight of migrants in the U.S. weighs much more on the African side than on the Haitian side. So, of course, the majority of demonstrators should be African. But curiously, only the Haitian flag was much more visible, with people dressed in the country's emblems, as you can see on these images. There have been several interventions by the Haitian nationals, including locals, elected officials of Haitian origin, including Dr. Matthew Eugene, the first Haitian who was elected mayor of New York City Hall. There were, however, some Africans. For example, I saw them holding the Ivorian and Togolese flags timidly. I'd even approached them to gather their impressions, but only for them not to talk to me. The others had nothing to say. But they were also shocked by the words of Donald Trump, since they were still there standing in the cold temperature.
Irene,
the last question. New York City is a cosmopolitan city and therefore made up of people from all walks of the world. Did the demonstration at least benefit the support of the city authorities, who are also partly from immigration?
Le maire de Bill de Blasio, l'ancien maire, pardon.
This is what the mayor of the city, Bill de Blasio, who was there in person in support of the demonstrators, recalled. In his speech, he mentioned that the United States was formed thanks to foreigners. He recalled, for example, that his ancestors were Italians who immigrated to the United States. So to try to prevent anyone from choosing the destination of opportunities, that is America, is absolutely absurd and unfounded. Like him, several local elected officials responded to this meeting with the same rage, not only against exclusion, discrimination, but also racism that the 45th American president visibly advocates for.
Merci pour toutes ces précisions, Irénée.
Thank you for your insights, Irénée. Irénée Harman-Hungbo is our African News correspondent in New York.